I believe earlier today in the lower bracket, there was a team running the model on this map. There's a
Okay.
lot of different opportunities for skill expression, not only in what weapons these teams choose to bring, but how they choose to play with them. Now, of course, we're going to be seeing SSG lamp on the SA-1216, normalize on the FAMAS, and Grad on his tried and true 9-3R. We'll have to see what Nightmare is choosing to bring in with them as well. But I think the triple healing and sort of standard mixed approach that SSG is going for is going to help them quite a bit here.
Yeah, and triple healing is just so unique because you have to find that balance between healing and doing damage. When you're healing, you take a gun away, and from a fight where these are really just 3-on-3s, it's very rarely 1-on-1. And I love that they're able to find a balance, but it's just no task to really just kind of underscore because it's just such a challenge. But these top teams are amazing at doing that. It looks like SSG are taking a little bit of a slow approach. Again, no DMATs in play, so any droppage is going to have to be done by C4 and the barrels, but it looks like the engagement might be kicking off right now. Teams are going towards the stairwell. They're trying to heal each other up. Lamp trying to go for some nice little heals there, and sadly, he seems like he's been caught in a corner. He needs to kind of get out of there, but Normalize going down in this first battle. He does get a good winch claw on Gremlin, pulls him out. It looks like everything's turning, and it looks like Uni is very low. Lasagna down as well, and Uni on just 1 bar of HP, as he normally is. The last remaining person. Can he stay alive as the rest of SSG try and spot him out? But boy, what an interesting way to get started on this map.
Crazy openings yet again, and this is the Nightmare special. No team wipes. We just use coins in this household. And, once Grem gets back in, we'll see Lasagna as well. Does seem like these coins are going to be putting them in not the worst place that they could be, but as we head all the way over to the operations center here on Nozomi Citadel, we will find the space station has ample time to set up here. Trading height at the same time. It's kind of going for a split approach right now, but Lasagna and Grem, they're making their way in, and Uni's trying to transmit every single bit of information he gets before they arrive.
Yeah, I like this setup. They are kind of spread out over it, but they have a lot of coverage, and it seems like the engagement is already kicking off. Gremlin trying to spot some shots off with that Titan, but look at how exposed and open that cash out is. It is going to be incredibly hard for Nightmare to do anything unless they get a team wipe. But again, this is just slow. Nobody's really engaging. They're just kind of hopping around. Finally, a little bit of chip damage goes off. Lamp taking the brunt of that damage, but again, they just pull right back out. A steal is being attempted by Lasagna. Very interesting play as he dives directly out there. He is very exposed. He's going to have to run out there, but he goes for a bounce pad. He does get out of dodge. I am impressed with his ability to stay alive, but nobody has died in this battle just yet, Artie. It is just a trade back and forth of a little bit of damage.
Oh yeah, Lasagna is going to finally get that health bar reset. Uni is looking for the opportunity to dive in, but SSG, they're kiting perfectly. Lamp is still in an opportunity to just get the winch to stall if he needs it, but as Normalize goes out, this could open the opportunity for Nightmare to get in. That's going to trigger Lamp to drop all the way down, playing around the dome almost perfectly, but Graham does end up getting the shot at the very end. But Grad, already on the res with Normalize back up, does not give Nightmare a chance for respite. It's going to be Uni's the last player standing on Nightmare yet again. Down to this, Normalize versus Uni, and Uni gets the shot. He's going to be able to win the fight, but does he have time for the steal? I think he does. That's going to be Nightmare. Uni, the man who lived, taking the first cash out.
You know, man, it is just such an important time when you have Uni in there. It is really going to decide, can he pull it off? Can he pull off plays like that? He is such a pivotal character in this game, in this scene, and I love it when he's able to pull off plays like that. He timed it perfectly. Now, that is to say that it doesn't always work out in his favor, and we have so many times that it is just Uni left and the rest of his teammates are just down. So it is a bit of a trade-off, but boy, when it works, and I love it. It brings my heart rate up and gets me quite excited for these matches. Vault 2 has been tapped now by Nightmare. They are in control, and maybe this is where we see the turn, Artie.
Possibly big opening damage there. Going to force Lasagna to be on the back foot, but given the fact that Nightmare is also running a lot of those triple heal setups, then, well, it's going to come back real quick. We do see SpaceStation Gaming opting to hang around the side of that vault, not taking the vault anywhere in particular. waiting to see if Nightmare bites first. Over the top, though, Nightmare found their opportunity of engagement. A little bit of chip damage gonna just be ignored here. SSG waiting to use that BFR type. We got Gremlin on the shots. They're gonna trade through a little bit, but right now it's slow, but on the back, there's Uni. He found the right place to sit with that M11 and normalizing Grad. Well, they're no longer for this world.
Oh my god, he just dived in there and he is still on the hunt. He believes that that last Lamp character is still up there and he wants to get him back out. But Lamp, going for the totem, brings up his teammate, and this will help them out just a little bit, but it won't matter much because Nightmare has taken this opportunity to grab the vault and bring it over towards B. I think that B on this map is a great cash out. There's a lot of opportunities. You can drop it, I believe, 4 different floors, or you can just winch it out there if you can, but no DMAT in play, so all of what I just talked about makes it slightly harder because you got to worry about all of the utility around the map to really make that happen. But here comes the approach by SSG. They want to try and get in there. They want to try and be maybe a floor below it and drop it if they can, but I'm not sure what this setup is exactly going to be just yet.
Oh yeah, walking around, making sure to not draw any attention, but immediately Uni catches them out. Not sure if SSG was actually aware of that, but Normalize is going to try to clap in and get the final shots onto Uni. Currently, we do have Lamp committing to the seal. It's going to get dropped thanks to some well-placed C4. For Nightmare, though, they're not taking the bait. They are not jumping in on this just yet. So Lamp decides to back out of this and just wait. They know that Nightmare's traded height, so now it's SSG's turn to try and lapse in together to make this work. We see Grem looking for the opportunity to get that RPG out. They're all wondering why that bait did not get stuck, but at this moment, Nightmare, they're still waiting to see who bites first. SSG on their way up. A well-placed winch is going to pull Grem right out of position and right into Lamp's hands, but Grad gets traded through as well. Lasagna and Uni going to be healing each other up. Now SSG, they are going to be committed to this. Lasagna going for the res onto Grem. If defense are going to hit, SSG is going to get the flip, and now Normalized and Lamp, they're just playing time. 30 seconds remaining on this cash out. One team fight left. Nightmare knows that because they have that one-man advantage, they're going to do everything they can. Lamp misses the winch. That's going to allow Nightmare to get the flip back in their favor. But no, Nightmare can't commit to it. Normalize going to be able to get the res here, and Grem not going to be able to do anything about it. It is still SSG's box. Nightmare just down to this one fight, but it is SSG that takes the win.
Wow, what a back and forth. I really didn't think that that was going to go in the favor of SSG. They were able to get the flip, they were able to hold on, but Nightmare had the man advantage. Uni was there, and then he just got out of position, just died, and then the rest of them folded like a house of cards, unfortunately. So this is what we love to see, though. It is going down towards the final vault, the final cash out. Which team is going to take it? Because, boy, these are teams that are quite evenly matched. They have just slight little differences to them. But look, even the loadout is really close to the same. Trying to keep Gremlin alive as he makes it across that little balance, or across that bridge. And it seems like now some glitch grades are going off. Lamp going down in that. Brad trying to stay in the battle as well. But that M11 from Uni is just lethal from anybody that comes in their crosshairs. Now all on Normalized, the last person remaining from SSG. This vault hasn't even been tapped yet, but everybody is swarming. They want to get this wipe. Normalized in the corner. He is still staying in this, maybe waiting for his teams to coin in, but nobody has just found him yet, and things have slowed down as the vault has been tapped. I don't even know if they know that Normal is still over there.
I mean, it is always a fun reminder that the finals is, in fact, a stealth game, if you choose to play it that way. For Nightmare, they're going to be able to get this plug all the way over on the CNS side of the map here. Now, with this, it's going to be up to SSG's luck to see where they spawn. They are going to be spawning just across. This is a much easier place for them to go. And off the back of Grad's TP, we'll see them get this entry. Now, Nightmare's still looking for the opportunity to engage, but Grem, he turns aside, he looks away at just the wrong time. He misses it. They don't see that they have already crossed. They know that they're somewhere here now as they hear the jump pad. We'll see exactly what this approach looks like. Nightmare still holding quiet, waiting to press that go button. But as all the glitches and util dive in, Uni is the first to drop. He's going to fall off the map here, and that is going to allow SSG the opportunity to just hold on to this. Grad gets traded, but Normalized. He's going to surf the box all the way down. Lamp misses his shots, but at the very least, that goo is going to allow just enough time for this stall to take place. Now, everybody back into the fight. It's just up to Uni and Graham to lock this in for Nightmare. Can they do it? Normalize down just 2 bars here. Now it's SSG's turn to hold for safety.
Wow, they did amazing in that whole push, this keeping everybody up in there. I thought that Nightmare might have had the advantage for just a little bit, but sadly, they all got right there. So they have about 20 seconds to set up before the respawn comes in. They're trying to get a little bit of height advantage. I'm curious if they're going to manipulate this cash out any. They are staying close to it, but I think that they're just dropping some C4 onto it because, like I said, they can drop this. There's several opportunities to drop it. Ooh, a bounce pad as well. So if it drops down, it'll have a little bit of action, but here comes the approach. Nightmare is here. They're almost diving directly on it. They've got to go for something soon. This cash out is running down. They're trying to stick it, but there is the drop. There's the bounce. He's somehow straddling it still, holding on, but it looks like it's all going in the favor of SpaceStation Gaming. Looks like Normalize just got deleted. Do they have time? I think that they might even have this. Have Nightmare bought themselves enough time to get this steal? Oh my god, they did, and they take this first map.
What a wild turn of events. A map that absolutely felt like it was under SSG's control for the longest time. All it takes is one poorly timed team wipe and one well-timed steal. Seems like this is kind of the opposite of what might have happened on that Team Secret game. But Nightmare, they committed that steal. It worked out well. And check that out. I mean, the score line is not telling of exactly how close this match was. We've got 12 kills inside of SSG, and we've got 18 kills on the side of Nightmare. So definitely not as close as it felt, though. But what a wild way to start off this lower bracket finals.
Yeah, I think that this really showcases what each team is like, what they bring to the play, and the fact that the match ended with just a last-second steal. Oh, it's perfect. It's what you love. It's what you want to see because it means that these two teams just had everything so close. Even the loadouts are the same. I mean, even down to the specialization. It's just it's unique. It's kind of turning into maybe this is what the meta is looking like. I don't know. I mean, we're getting some glimpses of it. It might be a little too early, but yeah, just a wonderful way to get started with these two teams. And I have a feeling that this will go the distance.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there is a chance, though, on Fortune Stadium that Nightmare can pull the good old-fashioned Nightmare special if the cash outs go their way, if they get the right spawns here. But the thing about Fortune Stadium, the reason that you don't see it picked too often in Pro League these days is because some of those spawns can be incredibly punishing. Some of those cash out stations can be incredibly unforgiving, especially if you know exactly how to control those spawns and make sure that the enemies are going to return to the virtual arena where you want them. So we get ready to load in here to Fortune Stadium. Rio, I think you have something for us.
I do. And here we go. Artie, your fortune for today is happiness begins with facing life with a smile and a wink. Take that for what you will. Ah, there you go. Yeah, smile and a wink. I think that's a perfect way of doing that. So there is your fortune for today. If we go to fortune one more time, I'll give another fortune out to a random viewer. But I love Fortune Stadium. I love to see these teams go up against it. We haven't had it today at all, so it is quite exciting for me, especially with these two teams here. One thing that I do want to point out is that previously on Fortune Stadium, one of the biggest things would be dematting. You demat the walls, you demat the floors. There's so many opportunities to drop the cash out in this map, but nobody's running demat.
No demat.
Everybody has opted for healing beam, and I feel like I've been transported a year in the past. So I'm loving it. I can't wait to see how my favorite map will play between SpaceStation Gaming and Nightmare.
I think my favorite part of this season is that so many teams, upon just hearing the patch notes for the first time, one less demat charge, that's not enough to get people to switch over to the heal beam. Oh, a little bit of a healing beam buff, that's not enough to get people to switch over. And then suddenly every single team started switching over. And it is so interesting to be playing this game without the demat. It's almost like a completely different shooter. But as we start off over to the Holto side of the map, we can see that beautiful Season 8 destruction at its finest. Watching these cardboard buildings crumble. Looking to see SpaceStation Gaming retaining the majority of the height control here. For Nightmare, they're not going to care too much.
Yeah, it does seem like the whole building is just crumbling around. They're trying to stay on the height as it just falls around them. But Nightmare now going into it. Looks like Uni taking some damage directly from that. They're trying to get a height advantage on here, but this is a very spread out team fight. I don't really know who's going to take anything from this, but they're starting to get a little bit closer. Vault has been finally tapped by SSG. Maybe they want to bring the battle to them, but again, they're just trying to climb almost on top of each other. There's the healing beam going out from both teams. A nice little elbow whack. Gremlin going down in that first battle, and all of Nightmare just get deleted by all of SSG. Very good, convincing fight to get us started.
Absolutely, and would you look at that? We've got Sector 6 Hospital available. So, looks like we are going to be getting SSG ready to go for the most punishing cash out of this map. As you can see, SSG is leaving a couple players in very specific spots. They're doing their best to force the spawns. Unfortunately, though, Spawn did not put them exactly where they would have liked Nightmare to come back from. So Nightmare have a bit of an easy time on this next approach, given the fact that, well, there's no D-mats anymore to get really cheeky angles. So we're seeing Nightmare come across for free, waiting to see where SSG is playing.
Yeah, we can see that they're set up on this little stairwell here. It's a great spot to be because they can get in between these levels almost immediately. But here comes Grad with that 93R. He's just waiting for any opportunity to pop out there and just deal some damage to all of SSG, or all of Nightmare, I mean. And yeah, now he's off on a ledge. I'm not sure what his strategy is. Maybe he's just listening. They are all very close to him. Then he gets spotted out. Can he get a little bit of damage? But no, he gets deleted in that first battle. Looks like Nightmare still has the height advantage, and it might be working for them. They dive directly on there. Dome shield going down, and looks like they're just trying to chase anybody that is close to them. Normalized deleted in that first battle. Uni surviving on just a sliver of HP, does get healed back up, but everybody is just kind of very sloppily battling right now. And finally, SSG goes down in that. Nightmare able to somehow get on top. It looks like Uni and Lasagna got those important kills, and they finally got the wipe. But yeah, that felt a little sloppy to me. I don't know if you saw the same thing, but it just felt really kind of disjointed. Maybe you saw it differently, though.
I just don't think I was expecting SSG to take that fight in the way they did, where it was just from the side, from a very awkward angle. Usually, if you're going to be anticipating the enemies to approach from that side, you do the barrel trick where you can have all of those bridges on that side of the map just fully destroyed with no effort. But it was interesting to see them just sort of raw dog that fight. We're going to be seeing now as SSG is trying to make this cross work out in their favor, but Nightmare has a clear advantage here. This is, again, one of the most punishing angles, but obviously no time on that cash out regardless. So this team fight is going to be coming on SSG's terms no matter what. That being said, the next vault is going to be everything, because SSG can make sure they have enough time to set up. Well, they're going to have to figure out if they can learn how to overcome whatever it is that Nightmare's doing that is getting under their skin.
Yeah, and I think that we're watching right now the thing that's getting under their skin, and it's Uni. He is just such a pivotal player. If he can get in the right position, he can bring down that one person, and he is just a beast to go against. Really just trying to out-battle Uni is such a hard challenge, especially when he is just soloed and just diving directly on you. Watching now as they make their approach, it looks like the vault has already been tapped and maybe dragged a little bit out of the way. But now this is a very long-distance fight. SSG does kind of have the advantage, but they're just staying right behind a nice little goo wall. Watching as they're trying to spread out, they know that they have to go past Nightmare if they want to go and plug it into C. But again, just real slow down. Nobody's making a commitment anyway. Maybe they're trying to grab the vault and grab it a little bit over towards the right, where we see Grad and Lamp are set up now. But right now, it is just unfortunate because Normalize is kind of just stuck there. It is all relying on Lamp and Grad to get a pick, to find any opening that they can. But right now, it's not looking good for them, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a tough fight to be in, but I mean, right now they're just sort of sitting on that sports ball court with the cash out, or with the vault just sort of being its own little ball, where we're just trying to figure out what's happening with it. At the moment, though, cash out not going to be approached just yet by any team. SpaceStation Gaming gonna do what they can to sort of send Lamp in as a covert agent on this Volto building, but he's caught out. Now the rest of SSG is gonna be following, but once again, the vault is so far away from everything else, and Nightmare is doing their best to just hold on to this. They know that, hey, play for 14 minutes like this, and it doesn't get plugged. We win no matter what. And for them, running down this timer means that they're going to have the advantage no matter what SSG tries to do. But SSG leaving the cash box behind is wild to me.
It really is, and Artie, one of these days, I know that we're going to have the match that goes all 15 minutes and nothing else happens. Is today the day? Because it's starting to look like it more and more, but finally, it looks like somebody from Nightmare made the journey, able to go get the vault, and it seems like the engagement is finally kicking off. Lamp taking a lot of damage out from that big iron in play, but there is the cash out. It finally does get started. Everybody's just diving onto it. It looks like Lasagna and his team are going a little bit a ways, but nice little pull out, nice winch claw. Does get stopped by the goo, and Lamp is having to reevaluate, go at a different position. He's very low, throws down a dome shield, not enough to save him, but his teammate is right there, gonna get the res on him and bring him back up. But in the time being, Lamp got a lot of damage dealt towards him, all from Uni. Uni is popping off, but all three of them will get res back up, and they really need to make something happen because this is still going on. They've all brought it down to the final bottom floor. Looks like Gratis is the last surviving person on just a little bit of HP. Surely they know he's close. They want to bring him down, get that wipe, but he's able to get his health all back up. So there he, oh, I guess he jumped off. Well, that's a little anticlimactic, but probably the smart play.
Yeah, I mean, this is just Nightmare's world, and we're all living in it. The fact that it was SSG who left the cash box behind and didn't want to do anything with it. The fact that it was Nightmare that went and said, "Okay, fine, we'll plug it. We don't want to wait anyway. We're just gonna do it." And it was SSG on their terms who decided to ape and then lost it. This is crazy. The performance from Nightmare, I mean, even going back to PHL days, we know what Nightmare is capable of, but this is just phenomenal stuff to see here at the Ape Squad Worlds Finals. And this is just, of course, all that lower bracket run to see who's going to get the rematch against Envy. But next fight's going to start off now. It's Nightmare. They're still in charge. They still have this cash out right in the middle of nowhere. SpaceStation Gaming, if they don't make their approach now, they won't get another chance. This could be the last team fight of the game for SSG. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here with that longer cooldown of the winch. They do manage to pull it inside the building, but do they have the rest of the util they need? They're going to be able to hold on to this. They surf on it, but Lamp's going to go down. That's going to be it. Lamp, unfortunately, cannot stay alive. Grad can't do much about it. It's Nightmare that gets the win. What an incredible game. Nightmare 2-0s SSG.
I'm blown away, especially because we started our day by casting Nightmare and they just made every mistake possible. They must have taken that time that they, had the downtime and evaluated what they did wrong, worked on their comms, because that was solid. They had every setup perfectly. Gremlin didn't even get a kill and they still destroyed. Are you kidding? In all of my games, I've only seen a winning team go with one person. I think this is the second time. And so that in itself is impressive. That just shows the team play, the teamwork, how coordinated they were working around them. If their heavy didn't get a kill, Uni got 8. I don't know, Artie. I'm kind of at a loss for words because of just how good of a performance they just did, especially compared to what we just saw early at the start of the day.